at the end of the trading day at the New York Stock Exchange. In a single day, panicked investors sold 13 million securities. Financial analysts predict the collapse of the American economy. That's hitting close to home. Okay. Well, we're very close here to releasing our first film to see whether or not we actually make any money on our own stuff. Ella Simpson says the contract's up, wants to know if we want to work with her or not. We could. Maybe. It's 154 units. Let's see how you are. Because you're a 4.0. We're going to have some use for you at some point, but I think you're the one that doesn't go up anymore, right? You're not going to get any better. But successful collaboration in the past gives us a 10% discount. I think 7,500 is worth at least one movie. We'll get one more movie on you. I'm sure we can fit you in somewhere. Okay. Week before Christmas. Filming results are done. The value of the film has increased again. So now it's up to a 3.7. Not too shabby. Very nice. And yep, once again, she is capped out. Every person has a limit to their potential abilities, above which is nearly impossible to climb. The ceiling is lower for some, higher for others. One of your employees has reached its limit and will no longer receive experience. Employees, I mean, I guess, yeah. So that's she's capped out on there. Let's go ahead and start post-production. And for this film, let's give Oliver some experience. You got to get the other guys some experience too, otherwise you're relying on just one editor. And if you have multiple films going at once, you're going to wish you had two editors that were capable. So at some point, you got to give the other editor some experience. Speaking of which, maybe just push the button. We could get that going. Does this script have a woman in it? I don't think so. Yes, a strict parent. It doesn't really work for Wendy, though. We could put Wendy in Rotten Fates. It's not the greatest thing for her to be in, though, because she's like a 0.1 actress. So it's not the greatest thing to put the newbie in. But that's why I left myself a lot of days, because there may not be a script right now, but we could have it later. All right, minimum risk. That's pretty good. I like that. If one of our scripts needs to start production, then I can take you off of that job and put you in somewhere else now, because there's really low risk of us getting that discovered now. We now have access to the freelance writer's office. That's fantastic. We can now buy scripts if we want to. Let's go ahead and do rolling edits, and I am going to rush that. It's not worth that much for 40 days, though. Honestly, no. I'm just let it go. 200 days. I'm kind of cheap. Yep. Freelance writer's office is going to be plopped down over here, too. Let's put it... it's a little distance from security here. Let's put it over here. Yeah. And then slap that in right there. All right. Time to release the film. And Fred Lawson says, we received an unexpected letter from Luxta Constructions. They're claiming they signed an agreement with the studio's previous owners. According to the terms, we're supposed to spend $500,000 on their services within the next year. If we refuse or miss the deadline, they're threatening to go to court. They just sent a copy of the agreement along with the letter, but it's difficult to judge its authenticity. Well, I don't think I have $500,000 worth of stuff to build. So the problem with this is that I'm going to end up using them for construction. And then I would, if I don't get to exactly 500,000, then they would sue me anyway. Or I can fight it. But I have stuff to build anyway. I mean, I have the whole services department's not built yet, so I guess I could use that. Yeah. Let's honor this one. I'm not going to fight this one in court. We're going to honor this one. And so we'll just use them for a little while. It's fine. Kino mark B-. That's actually pretty good. Better than I expected it to get. We didn't really have any reviews though, did we? Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. And again, I didn't build the services building yet. So now the freelance writers building, I just used Luxta for this, but can I cancel this? Is it possible to cancel construction once it starts? It doesn't look like it. Oh, right here, demolish. After demolish the freelance office, you won't be able to hire freelance writers. It's going to cost me 11,000. Did I already spend the money to build it though? Let's try this. If I confirm this, it might just be a waste of money. Demolish it here. Hold on, let's get this movie done too. So this is the week before Christmas. Post-production is done, and the movie ends up dropping just a little bit. We use the more newbie editors and stuff. Week before Christmas. Wow. It's got like a pirate theme to it, doesn't it? Here we go. Try this one. Okay. So what I think I'm going to do is pause this release because I don't want to pay for the advertising for this movie. I'd rather focus the advertising budget we have on the bag if we can ever get it done. So we'll see what we do. This movie's going to start making us money now. And I think it should be, yeah, make us quite a bit of money. So we're going to be fine for that. So we'll wait and release this later. We can do that. Next, we're going to build the freelance writer's office again. This time, we're going to start construction with Luxta, but now we're doing it after this prompted. So this is only 33,000. Yeah, and it actually cost me that too. So I ended up basically paying 66,000 for this building, which is about the same as what I would have paid by using another contractor, I guess. Then we need to use the services building. That's a big one, but I don't think we can get 500K worth of stuff from this. So that's interesting. We might end up going to court anyway. Well, we're going to build it anyway. So that's 138,000. You have a year to hit that. Asphalt skin. What a shitty what a shitty script that is. Hey, you're getting experience though, Richard, okay? He's trying. Asphalt skin. I'm going to delete that. Thanks for trying, Richard, but we're not going to make that one. Can we get a different one? Richard, how do you feel about a romance? Why don't you write this romance script? See what you can do with that, Richard. Okay. Oh, more delays. The bag. We're already so far behind schedule. Roberto Jones brings a very noisy dog to the shoot. The animal won't stop barking for a minute unless it's whining or howling. Morning to night, most of the crew is praying the dog will die. Well, we're going to find someone to walk the dog. That will make everyone happy, and everyone will be... the quality of the film should go up because everyone will be happier. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Marketing and outreach complete. Very nice. So now we can build the buildings that we need for marketing. Now we're going to shift gears, now that we have that, and we're going to go to theater management, and I am going to accelerate this all the way and spend $200,000 to have that 100 days sooner. And sound studio. Okay, we have our own sound studio, but I'm not going to use it until I get to superior sound. That is also expensive, but we're going to try to shorten that to 810 days. If we can get to superior sound studio, then we can start processing all of the sound for our movies in our own studio, which will save us money overall and also improve the quality of the product. But since I have to pay Luxta for things, I might as well build it now. So I guess I'm going to give in to the terrorism that's coming from Luxta. My God, I don't think I can actually spend $500,000 on construction. I probably should have fought this in court. Like, these buildings don't cost that much. We'll put marketing here. I mean, like, they don't charge much, so... I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I can get another soundstage, or... Hey, do we get level 2 sound stages yet? No. We gotta be getting close on that, though, right? Rolling edits. That's not the right one. No, I need production... Is it this one? Nope. Where is it? Where's my technology? My technology tree. I wish I had like a full technology tree of every single thing all in one go, and I wouldn't have to click the individual buildings for it. I think it's this building. Yeah, level 2 soundstage. We're at 37 days left. We're almost, man. And then we'll build 2 sound stages. We'll use Luxta for that too, I guess. On one single evening in Detroit, 105 people died of alcohol poisoning. Among the deceased is the renowned actor Forrest McBride. the media is blaming the management of the Boxler plant for the incident. They'd taken to mixing poison into the industrial alcohol to combat the theft of solvents. Investigators from the Bolt newspaper believe the poisoned alcohol somehow found its way into the underground bars of Los Angeles as well. Director Abram Lawrence commented on the incident to Fun Times magazine. For the death of my friend and colleague, I ask you to blame the idiot congressman who voted for prohibition. I'd like to hear what they say when something like this happens to their children. Yikes. All right, so Give Me a Shoulder is excellent. We actually had 100% attendance week 1, week 2, and week 3 with 84% on week 4. So it's probable, but not, I don't know. It's probable I went a little bit light. I could have went just a little bit more on the screenings, but overall we filled the seats 3 weeks. That's pretty good for profit. Now we can extend distribution, but remember that's going to have the same terms. I don't want to have the same terms. I want to set up distribution again. But this time, I want to take away all of the other theater rentals, and we're only going to serve the whole movie like this, okay? So the whole movie is only in our theater like this. We could extend the advertising campaign, but there's no reason to do that. So we're just going to confirm it. Now, you notice the week before Christmas is on the schedule. It's not actually on the schedule. It's not actually going to show here. Because I haven't actually told the game to make that happen. It's just kind of where I left it on the schedule for now. Mid-level legal protection is done. Oh, good. You know, so if we do go to court, we had this, and I probably could have defended myself in court against Luxta. The way I see it, though, I'm hoping anyway, is that if I have to spend $500,000 because of this lawsuit loss, if I lose the lawsuit, I have to spend $500,000. I'd rather spend $500,000 to Luxta building things I have to have anyway, right? That's kind of where I'm looking at it. Now, it's possible I could have won the lawsuit, but I don't know if I could have. So, like, that's just a calculated risk I'm taking. Okay, so for mid-level legal protection, we go high-level protection. We can go recovering certain amounts of our contracts. We can delay contract payments. I actually like that idea a lot. Yeah, I like this. So if we do this, we can divide contract payments into 2 parts, 50% upon signing and 50% after the contract expires. And so that will less cash for me up front. I like that. So we'll get that going now. Okay, now the next thing I should have done, and I haven't done yet, and I feel stupid about it, but hey, now I can fire people. So I should have done this a long time ago, and I'm going to do it now. Johnny Payne. We see how we're working on this $500,000 loan. Yeah, Johnny Payne's fired. $20,000 is too much for this position. I'm going to fire him. I'm going to hire somebody else. And notice how Victor McDonald is $779. That's a substantial savings every month. Should have been doing that a long time ago, but now the research resets. He has to start all over again with another 970 days. Fred Lawson's making delay contract payments. So this one just happened, and hers double reputation for profitable films. She's already... Man, I'd like that, though. I'm going to keep you around because I don't think I can save much. You're getting paid $6,000. I can probably save maybe $3,000 a month. But having to reset that and have another year go by, I'd really like that to happen. So I'm going to leave that alone. But since this one just stopped, I always plan to fire Fred when the legal protection started, right? When that one was done, I always plan to fire him from that point. So Fred is currently getting paid $64.91. We fire him and replace you with somebody who wants $24.94. So we save a little bit there. And then we start this research, and we didn't really lose a whole lot of time, right? It's all kind of the same amount of time there. Now, this aesthetic staff is going to be done. You're actually not paying. We're not paying you much anyway. And we're saving a substantial amount by paying Victor here. So ultimately, I think that's good. I'm happy with everything there. The security guard's operation is successful, which burns the secret. So we are no longer going to have to worry about Duvall's family getting that extra 800 grand. That's just our money now. That's fantastic. If we could kindly get the bag done. God damn it. Right on cue, huh? Jeez. Following tradition, the film crew threw a party in honor of shooting 100 reels of film. That's your tradition, huh? Okay. I've never heard of it, but then again, I have only worked on a set with actual film once. And I didn't have anything to do with the camera crew on that film. I was grip. So yeah, anyway, following tradition, the film crew threw a party in honor of shooting that. So some of the team was poisoned by low quality alcohol they served, and they didn't come to work today. Okay. Well, if I had a emergency search for technical personnel upgrade, if I had my line producers upgraded, this would be something I could do. But I can't. So I guess we stop filming for another 15 days. This film, I'm telling you, what the hell? This thing is crazy. Freelance writer's office is done, which means we can now purchase scripts. So if I want to go to my script screen, I can now purchase them here. I can click this button, or I can click it directly in this little side right here too. If I click buy scripts, these are scripts that are already written by people and there's a price tag on them. I just simply buy them and they're mine. This saves a ton of time because it takes like 100+ days, sometimes even more, to write a script for my writers to write the script. To where here it's done immediately. I can work on it right away and I already know exactly what it is, I have an idea of my actors that I want for it, etc. The prices on these vary wildly and they get more expensive as we go, but these ones are actually pretty decently priced for what they are. So let's take a look at no words needed. It's an 8.7 already. 40% adventure, action, and romance. Fantasy kingdom with a knight versus an evil monster. Damsel in distress. And the protagonist rescues the hostage. This is perfect. This is awesome. We're going to buy this and shelve it. Metallic Scream. What's this? Another adventure, romance, thriller. Okay. Tropical Island. We have female characters. Okay, so this one has, this one's going to be a little bit risky for us to do. And the reason for that is because the protagonist is a male character and the love interest is also a male character. And apparently there's a love triangle. I didn't realize the tribal chief was also interested in him, maybe. But anyway, and then the protagonist is going to find the treasure. So is it about the treasure, avenging his loved ones? And I didn't realize he was going to kill the tribal chief. There's a lot going on in here. But the main thing, though, that's going to get this thing is the fact that there's some male-on-male action here. And for the time period, that's a little bit riskier to try to do. It's probably not going to be a big deal, but I'd rather do other films if I can, right? That's one of those things. Let's take a look at this. Searching for the Silver Dagger. Detective thriller, 50-50. I like it. Searching for a serial killer. Sidekick femme fatale. Bank robbery. Antagonist gets killed. Okay, I'm not sure about the bank robbery thing, but it's an interesting script and it's quite cheap. So we'll go ahead and shelf that too. I'm mainly looking for a female character, femme fatale. So we could put Wendy in this one. We could potentially put Wendy in this one. And then, yeah, so our finished scripts, we now have 4 accessed by us here. Let's just take a look at this one really quick here. Rings on Every Finger for $12,000. Working Man, Sidekick, Rival, Angry Boss. So, yeah, we're still looking at, this is all male cast. Struggle for a Better Life. Protagonist dies heroically. Okay, we'll pass on that script for now. And then for all of our different ideas we have, there's a drama here. I can't have my writers write them. So what I want from my writers, and if I could get better writers, I would try. This person's a 1.4. Ideally, I just want somebody that's super cheap. Like $100, but also not a 1.0. And I just don't have that. So I'm going to let the existing writers I have continue to train. But basically what I want right now is for my writers to be constantly developing new story elements if they can. And then what I'm going to do is simply purchase cheap scripts from the freelancers, and we're going to make good films from those because it doesn't take 100+ days to write them. And then I can continue to get, cool freelance scripts off the market. Now, the other thing I can do with the freelance writers is if I go to a story workshop, let's say I go and I need to make a specific film. Like there's somebody that says, hey, you need to make a certain movie. So I'm just going to call this one Never Back Down. Okay, just the first thing that comes into my head. And this is going to be like an action thriller, probably not even a comedy. Maybe it could be maybe an action comedy movie. I don't know. Never Back Down, action comedy. It'll be like, you know, something like this. Okay, let's say it takes place in American City. We're going to have Kevin Hart in it or something, all right? So I'm going to make this movie, and I'm going to say, okay, we got a it could be a clumsy oaf. It works well with comedy, so maybe that's the way it's going. And the clumsy oaf is gonna try to he's got a sidekick. He's got his we could do damsel in distress, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Damsel in distress. There's a prison break, and we're trying to rescue the hostage. Okay, we could have something like this. All right, and if we were to do this, and I go to select a screenwriter, but all my writers are busy. Instead of buying a script that's available from the freelancers, I can now look at the freelancers and say which writers are available. And a lot of them are much better than the writers I already have. Like, this guy likes adventure comedy, action, right? So if I had an adventure comedy, he would be perfect. I just simply pay him $22,000. It's much more expensive to have your scripts written this way. But if you need a specific type of script and you want to form your own story, and then you want it to be a really good script, you can pay other writers to write them for you if you want. So in this case, why don't we try this? So like Felix Doyle here, he likes comedies. So 3.3, I can pay him 15 grand to write this. It'll take 143 days. Still takes a long time to write the script, but you get one, and it's, you know, maybe better than you would normally get. I think for 3.3, a little bit extra, I get a 4.1, and he likes comedy as well. So I think I could even pay 100 grand for the action writer, but we'll have Woodrow do it. He's diligent, right? We'll have him do it instead. So he's going to write that script for me. So my writers can focus on story elements, and then I can form my own stories and just have like a really good writer write those stories and pay extra. That's one way to do it. There's lots of different ways to play the game, but that's one way to do it. So marketing and outreach is done. Excellent. The building is done, which means we can now do our own marketing. I don't need to yet, but we can. So again, I want all of my prepaid marketing to be the good film, and then I can market the shitty film because I don't have to pay as much. That's what I'm hoping for. Financial year results. Taxes. We don't have to pay taxes because we don't have a profit. You pay taxes on your profits like any business. We don't have profits, therefore we don't pay taxes. Hopefully next year we will. Sound Studio's done now too. And we're going to call this Sound Studio A, I guess. I can just do a 1. Yeah, I'll just do 1. It's fine. We done yet? 10 days left. 11 days, yeah. So Blind Love turned out 6 on the box office success list. It is number 1 for critical acclaim, and of course we're going to get more recognition here for that. That's good. Number 1 on the fan favorites. Again, we're getting more reputation and recognition for that, so our reputation's going up. And we get experience for being at the top. So a lot of our heads of departments and stuff get experience for having high-end films and stuff reach their potential there. And cool. Protagonist's redemption. He pays for his mistakes and rids himself of his burdens. We got another story element. If I want him to repeat himself in 106 days, there's a 41% chance that he'll have another one for me. So I'm going to have my writers doing that, while freelancers, I buy scripts and stuff from the freelancers. Okay, we need to start going another film, though. So I want the Femme Fatale. I could try that, see how she does there. Searching for the silver dagger. Or we could go into no words needed for the damsel in distress thing with the knight. We could try that one. That's a really high-end script, though. I don't know about that's good for Wendy. I think maybe this one. She can't be the strict parent. So we're going to go with this one. This is going to be Wendy's project. We need to put Wendy in a film. So let's use... Wow, I wanted to use Philip, but the bag is still not done. Goddamn bag movie, man. You guys are starting to get pricey. Can I have somebody? You're so cheap. Franklin, what the hell, man? Franklin's just like, dude, I'll work for gum. Like, Franklin will work for gum. I'm getting you for 3 years, of course. You're ridiculously cheap. I have no idea why, but I can have you for 3 years. A 5.6 cinematographer for 3 years for less than 7K. Yes, please. This is fine with me. I think I'm solid there. I think I'm good there. Okay, so Franklin, you're my cinematographer, and your ranking is a little lower than the script, but that's fine. You're also very happy. We can use sound stages. You actually really like location shots too. So why don't I let you go on location, and then we can use the sound stages for other films. Yeah, so I'll let you go on location. It's a little more expensive, takes a little more time. We get that, but this is Wendy's movie anyway. So actually, you know what? Tell you what, let's try this. We'll give you the soundstage for all of the non-essential scenes. So you'll go outside here, and then that will reduce it by 10 days, looks like, and actually a considerable less money. So I'm all right with that. Film technology, same thing. We'll give you some extras. We'll give you some crew. It's fine. And then on the producer side of things, do I want? Yeah, I mean, I kind of want good stuff here. Once the bag is done, I get this guy back. So yeah, okay. Director. Just curious. I'm looking, seeing if there's anyone dirt cheap. They are, but they're still in the same range as 4 points, whatever. So we'll put Jasper on this. For our detective, let's get serial killer. Who's gonna be my serial killer? Is it gonna be you, Russell? I mean, again, low ratings. I don't really like using them. They're just low ratings, and they all these problems, and I'd rather just get other people. I mean, they're already prepaid for, so you think you want to use them, but maybe for other shittier movies. We'll have to make different movies that are not with Wendy. I don't want anyone who's like a libidinous person with Wendy. So let's get comedy. Oh, Charlie's also maxed out too. He's stuck at 6.0. So that happened. You know what? We'll put I don't know if Charlie can play the sidekick. He can play the sidekick. Charlie, get in there and play the sidekick. Serial killer, I think. Criminal mastermind. You've played that before. I think I'll take Gabriel there. For the femme fatale, we want to put Wendy in this. Right here. All right, who's gonna bitch? Of course it's you. So somebody has to complain when you put Wendy in, because it's like, she's got no experience. I'm not working with these amateurs. I'm not a monkey that just reads lines in front of a camera. All right. So this is the part where we look at this and say, oh, 300 working with an actress. Oh my gosh. Or I use the blackmail and counteract the Wendy with the blackmail, and now I don't have to pay you anything. So I get a little bit more value for that blackmail here than I would have before. So that works out well. And then the detective, I actually don't know who's really going to be that. So I guess for now we're going to make Martin the detective, which is not the best person for the role, but it is what it is. It's with Wendy, so what are we going to do? Do that, seal it, go. So we have Wendy in a movie that's being produced, and I'm going to be way ahead of schedule, which is great. What I'm not necessarily going to be ahead of schedule with is the frickin' construction with Luxta. It's just like, what in the world, man? Construction is completed on services now. Yay. Okay, so the head of service department is going to be... I just don't want to pay a lot. That's the thing, you know? Like, $1,000 more a month for a 10% bump on things. I mean, it's good. The bumps are good, but not that good. I'm gonna pay less. It's fine. And then for research on the services department, now we can offer medical insurance to people, and we can expand on that too. First thing I'm gonna go for is the Silver Moon Cronus watch. These are gifts. You can give people things, and that makes them happier and makes them more loyal and all that stuff. You can give them cigars, you can give them whiskey, certain wardrobe items, etc. Right? Sports cars, maybe even. You can do those types of things, and that will make them happier, which makes them perform better. We can also, if we have a guy who's really loyal and he's happy with us, we could potentially unlock illegal gifts and then, you know, be able to go that route. And I don't know if that makes people more happy or not. I've never used that before. I have, in my own testing, tried to discuss this before with a very low level 1 whatever guide just like this, and I can tell you that if this man says no, you gonna have problems. Okay, so it's not necessary yet, but let's just say there is a very significant legal risk for you should that man say no to you when you press that button. So hopefully you have someone very loyal and very happy and they're willing to work with you on it. We now have access to level 2 sound stages, which is fantastic. And now I want to go and get line production immediately. We're going to go ahead and spice this up. And in fact, I think I am going to spend a little bit of influence. That's not a little bit of influence. Let's spend a little bit of influence. I want line producers quickly. So let's get that done. Anne Rose says that Cleo Mills has been doing a lot of interviews lately. However, she's been going way off script. For example, in a recent conversation with Exquisite Cinematique, she said we treat our extras like farm cattle. Maybe we could make it so that she stops giving interviews. Yeah, we can use some of that influence that we have left over, and I didn't just spend, to ask the editors of the newspapers and magazines to blacklist her. So we'll spend some of that influence to do that. Okay, so give me a shoulder. Did okay, right? But our costs are so low. And so, like, this money coming in, it's very low, but it's still above our costs. And the thing is, we don't have any other movies that we're putting in theaters right now. So that means we can just continue to run this film at no cost and no advertising. It doesn't matter. We can continue to have this film in our theaters, right? And it will just keep being there. New story element available, rape. The film's plot involves a rape in one way or another. Okay, Bernard. Okay. Thank you for that wonderful idea, Bernard. Escape from Springfield's not a bad script. We can work with that. We have some people that could do something, you know, cruddy movies. You want to do some cruddy movies? We gotta make sure we kick out some cruddy movies every once in a while too, yeah? Cinematographers, hey, you're perfect for that. Soundstage, you can have one. Let's make sure we just go ahead and give you those. There you go. Filming tech. And we're not going to bother giving you a lot of extra people. Yeah, extra crew. I don't think you need a whole lot of it. You're good. Producer, we don't have anybody. Let's see if we can find somebody cheap. You're actually really cheap for what you are, but I'm going to pass on you for now. You're pretty cheap, and you're right in line with the value of this script. But I can go just a little bit more and get you. It doesn't matter. Get you. You're right in line with the value of this script, buddy. And if I go for just specific movies, I can get 3 movies out of you for 13.5, which is pretty good. Now I realize I like to get, you know, I said producers on an annual basis, but only if they're really cheap and I need them. I don't currently really need them, so I have a couple that I have for now. So producer, pop you there. Director, Anthony, you can take that one, or we can let Lewis do it. It's more in line with the quality. Let's let Lewis do it for now. And then we can, you know what? Let's put David and Russell in the movie. Sure. Yeah, David, you can work with this guy, right? You can be the clumsy oaf and the serial killer. That's Russell. Oh, hang on. Allow me to give you some unsolicited advice. You know better than me that most viewers love a familiar face and familiar roles. But it's better not to overdo it. If you should shoot the same actor in the same role in the genres too often, people will resent it. Yeah, so what? Has he been a serial killer for a while now, or what? Yes. But that's only just barely. Only once. He's had one recent role. I be it is his most recent role, but still, he's only had one. You're okay. It's fine. It'll be fine. Should I switch him? Nah, I think he's the clumsy oaf. I don't think you've ever been a clumsy oaf, though. Yeah, I'm gonna use them. I haven't used these guys yet. These are all the people. Let's let these people who I've prepaid for, let them get in here and see what they can do with it. These low-level scripts. Got to make them work for it, you know? All right. So pre-production for the Searching for the Silver Dagger film. Brought the script down a little bit. That's all right. I'm going to blame Wendy. We'll begin security on the... Yes, definitely security on the set that has the mayor's daughter. The bag is almost done. Come on, bag. Can we please finish that movie without any more problems? Silver Dagger. Okay. So, in the bank robbery scene, the extras don't look too scared. The director tried his best, but he couldn't make them seem afraid of the robbers. Okay. We can reshoot the scene until it looks convincing. It'll slow for 10 days. We can let one of the robbers pistol whip a hostage. Whoa. Higher quality film. Yeah. Decreases the the studio's reputation by 3. That's not a big deal. Stop wasting time on this and move to the next scene, lower quality film. Or bring in a second crew and let the director get on with the other scenes. That would have been cool. We don't have auxiliary crews yet. We don't have the line production office. We need to get that going. I know some guys who are good at intimidating people. Yeah, we don't have the mafia yet. We're not friends with the mafia family yet. So, but once we are friends with the mob, we could bring them in and be like, hey, can you guys, like, you know, scare these people? I don't know what this. Let's let them pistol whip a hostage. See what happens. Makes our higher quality thing. Results of the incident are -3 on our reputation. That's not a big deal. We got a new publication coming. New publication has begun writing about cinema. Word of Christ. Oh, sorry, the Sword of Christ. Christians against debauchery. Great. A candle for the word of the Lord and the wretched darkness of fallen America. Great. The extra who got pistol whipped on the set is demanding compensation for the injury. We're not paying him anymore. Chances of beating up an extra leaking is high. Use threats to keep him quiet. My security personnel. Chances of beating up an extra leaking is medium. Or just pay him $3,500 in my cash. Let's use the security guy. Yeah, no, there's a secret. I know. We're going to try to see if we can beat that down. We have an extra security guy to work on this one. And we will have... you can do that. Yeah. Let's work on that. Trying to keep that one contained without spending the cash. If we can. The bag is finally finished filming, and it's a 7.4 coming out of the gate. Feels great. Finally got that stupid film done. Go into post-production so we can release this thing and make some more money. All right. Best people we have for this one. Let's go to the Hollywood Concert Hall, and we have our own studio, but you see it's low quality, takes longer, and it only costs $3,700. It is the cheapest option, but it's also low quality. So we're gonna go medium for this one. This is gonna drop the quality anyway, but I don't want to drop it as much, right? So there we go. The bag is now in post-production. The run on Give Me a Shoulder is almost done. We have Escape from Springfield. Still working on pre-production. We got these guys shooting over here, and we now have access to the level 2 sound stages, which I need Luxta to build because of, well, Luxta doing Luxta things. So, tell you what, I'll put this over on this side, I think. We'll go 1 sound stage here. Luxta will build it. Put another one on this side here. Luxta will build us that one too. Okay. So we spent half. We're only at half. What the hell, man? I don't know if we can get that. I think they might sue us anyway. Yeah, so see, now we're making basically nothing, right? Now it's peanuts. So we can go ahead and end the distribution on this now. And there we go. We had a profitable film that helps our reputation. Alan Gebel, head of security, says word is that Arthur Gerstein is furious after the success of Give Me a Shoulder. To spite you, he tried to lure Jane Fisher over to Gernstein Brothers. Nobody knows what exactly he proposed, but the deal fell through. and Gernstein promised he'd get even with the actor. I wouldn't take that as an idle threat, and it could get a lot uglier than a bloody nose. Can you imagine what a jealous bastard he is? Let's quickly assign a strong guy from the security service to Jane. Yeah. So that's what we'll do first. We do not need to do it right away. She's not going to get hit right away. I don't know how much grace period I have there, but in my experience with the game, you have quite a few months before anything really happens to her. But, you know, so if I have security personnel on the film sets and stuff, I'd rather do that. But I might forget later, and I don't want to forget. So it might be a good idea to do it now. Like, sending him here on this film is going to be better than sending it on her. Especially since, you know, the other security guy is done. Once post-production is done, and that's it. So I think, and then we had that secret to cover up too. So I think we need even more security guys, right? Like, these guys are so underrated. They're so good. If you can get them cheap, man, they're just not. They're not cheap though. 668. I was hoping for much. I was really hoping for some cheaper ones. 668's too much, man. All right, I'll confirm it. And then we're going to go over to our actors. We're going to find Jane Fisher. Right here. Yeah. Employee center, maybe. Or maybe it's in the security menu. Protection. Here it is. Okay. Provide protection for Jane Fisher. So we're going to put an agent on Jane Fisher. That'll only give her 15% active protection, though. Because he's not very good at his job. Hang on. What if we were to go to secrets? Nope. Wrong menu. Go to secrets. So this guy's also level 1. So where's all my better security people? My level 2 is currently on the set of Escape from Springfield. Okay, so I just need better people. I need better security people. Man, can I switch that? Can I bring him out of this? Shows the film in progress. Yes, I know. I know how to read it. I was kind of hoping I could pull Alan Fields off of this job and put a different guy there. But that doesn't seem to be a thing I can do. So I guess for now, because it's better than nothing, at least I can say I did something, right? Is what it is. We can take our Jane Fisher. The fastest way to find her. What is that? It's I guess we'll just go to protection menu. We'll go to Jane here. Yeah, we'll just give her 15%. We're doing something. It's not much, but it's something. So we got somebody assigned to her now, just in case Gernstein tries something. Okay, we can now zoom all the way out in panorama view if we want. That gives us kind of a outside look at things. I'm not entirely sure what the benefits of this view is. Potentially there's other places around that we can visit. I don't know. But here we are. This big old area here. I like the zoom in. The zoom in function's cool, but I don't really know what the point of zooming out is other than, like, you can gather new information, I guess, but I wish you could just find that information without having to zoom all the way out. Oh, look. Russell Simmons insists that meeting a real maniac will help him play a better serial killer. Great. That's great. I am friends with real killers. If I'm not, though. I don't have the bootleggers. I'll arrange for him to be taken to prison. I'm not on friendly terms yet with the Los Angeles police chief, but that would have been really cool. That would have been really cool, man. I could send him oh, man. Guess he'll have to do without... So his happiness is going to drop to basically 0. Man. You would think you'd be able to arrange a guy going to prison. You know? Seems like that'd be an easy thing to do. So the Doppler now has a quality upgrade. And we can go in and go back to our technologies, and then we can work on upgrading it further if we want to. So the practicality, for example, we can now get started on that. And that will make it easier to handle, which ultimately will result in less time. So it'll take a little bit less time for production. So the maintenance upgrade is done for the landscaping. And I think I'm going to go repair crew next. because I may need that. So I'll get the 900 days that are dedicated to that, I guess. There we go. And behind the visor is a new script that was written by our friendly neighborhood 1.3 writer, who is now a 1.5 writer. We will throw that away and have him write a different one. That's how we do things. So you are going to write a new script. You're going to write this action movie. Go for it. And then our adventure writer, who's doing nothing, will try his hand at getting a new thing. Okay, an unknown person called in a bomb threat.